Welcome to Communication Prowess. Pitch, connect, and succeed. I'm your trainer for today, Maimun, Rashid, Mustafa, and today I'll be showing you three main overarching ideas. What are they? Firstly, how to connect, and how to pitch. What do you do by connecting, and what do you do by pitching? Connecting is the mastery of internal mechanics of dialogue. Remember this, and I emphasize on this, dialogue. That is, it is a two-way or a multi-way process. And you have to identify your identity, who you are. Because if you do not know who you are, you definitely cannot express yourself to someone else, correct? Alright. How do you pitch? You structure and you deliver compelling, high-impact messages to individuals across your sphere of influence, right? So what does this mean? It's very important to go in a very organized manner and then relay your ideas to someone else. If you are able to do this, you will succeed. And that is the third paradigm that we have. That you will adapt to be leaders in high pressure scenarios so that you can make better decisions as a team. So there's a lot of collaboration involved. And we're going to be doing this in a lot of sub-layers. But before I go on to what we're going to do today, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Maimun, Rashid, Mustafa, and thank you again, Boshra, for the amazing introduction. But let me go on and explain a little bit more about what I do and what my passions are. So I've been a team leader right after I've graduated from high school, and I was an entrepreneur with an event management firm right when I was 19. I was doing 4 jobs: being an entrepreneur, working for the first social media site in Bangladesh called hotdhaka.com as a PR coordinator, working as the international affairs and PR director for netbetar.com, the country's first internet radio, and I was in the editorial team of Ice Today, the country's leading lifestyle magazine. So yes, communication is what I've learned from practice, not just from theory. From then, I've gone on to work in trade organizations, such as the Indonesia-Bangladesh Chamber of Commerce Industry, where I was the executive director for 2.5 years, and I led 3 trade delegations to Indonesia, and also formulated the rubric for an international single country fair in Bangladesh with the Indonesian embassy. I've worked in last mile logistics for an international tech startup based in the US. I've also worked in healthcare, media, agro, social enterprises. And in all of these diversified fields, I've worked in communication roles. And it was very, very important for me to communicate across multiple stakeholders. Currently, I am the CEO of my own firm, called MCFG, where we deliver consultancy services and facilitation work to different companies across the globe. And also, I am the executive director of the Bangladesh chapters of APTA CCI and Global Chamber of Bangladesh. APTA CCI has members in Laos, India, Sri Lanka, Mongolia, Korea, and China. So I have to work across different, players in the group. And Global Chamber is in 200 plus countries across the globe, 525 metros. So cross communication, understanding cultures, this has been very important in my life. I think English is something that I've been able to excel in because I have an 8.5 in IELTS out of 9 and 115 out of 120 in my TOEFL. I've been able to exercise and practice logical reasoning as a debater, as Moshe mentioned. I was the captain of the Bangladesh national debate team in 2007 in Seoul, South Korea, in the World Schools Debating Championship. I've also been able to participate in university level competitions in the prestigious Oxford Ivy and Cambridge Ivy in Oxford and Cambridge University respectively, and also in the World University Debating Championships. Now all of this has helped me by being a writer, being a good reader, being a good speaker, and I hope to pass on these skills to you today. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we're going to start And we're going to have a lot of fun along the way. It's not going to be boring, I hope not. It's going to be engaging. So there's going to be at least 5 rules that you have to remember. First of all, this is a safe zone. So we will feel safe, we will respect one another, and we will share to the full. Second, I know that for most of us, our native language is Bangla, but we will step out of that comfort zone. And today I will be taking this training in English, and I will really appreciate if you also relay, respond, and also work throughout this training in English as well, so that you get out of your comfort zone. Third, we will work as a team. So we will collaborate, right? So this is very, very important. Remember that when you are going to be working as a team, that you need to be able to take notes. You also need to be able to share the right symbols, the right signals, the right tone, and of course, teamwork cannot be done without being friendly towards each other, right? The fourth point is for phones to be on silent. So please, if you can, at least put it on silent, put it on vibration. I would like your undivided attention. I'm giving you your time, you're giving each other your time. We respect that time. We all have work, but when we're doing the session, let's keep the phones on silent. And finally, keep a lot of notes. As you will be understanding from today's session, note-taking is the best way to go forward, right? So, and also help you to understand how to take better notes. We'll come to that. Now, today we're going to go into our first activity. And the first activity is going to be like this. As you see over there, you are all diamonds in the rough, right? Amazing people. I mean, if we made jewelry out of you, I believe things would be out of this world. So for those who are here in person, please take a moment to go to the plate on the right, to my right, I mean, and there are 6 different gems to highlight and be a metaphor for the kind of people you are. Take a gem, chocolate, and keep it, and I'll tell you what to do next. For the people who are joining from online, I would ask you to pair up with someone beside you. Okay. For all those in person, who has what color? I have green. Green? So the same color, pair up with each other. Whoever has the same color, please pair up. Who has yellow?
Yellow.
Okay. Yellow and yellow stays together, red and red stays together, and green and green stays together.
One red, one blue, sir.
Alright. And again, you can participate among yourself, no problem. The red and blue are going to be one pair. Okay. Please stay together, it's very important. So, please remember again, I re-emphasize. Give your partner a persona name. What is this persona name? This will be very important to keep note because you will be using this throughout this entire session. Persona name could be anything. Could be the Hulk. Could be Cinderella. Could be, I don't know. Think about Batman. Whoever you think the other person represents, right? Give a very creative. I know you guys are smart, so please let's be creative. And before we go on a little bit, I'd just like to take a moment and ask all of yourselves that we are going to be continuously in sync, right? Throughout this. So I'm going to mention a phrase, and you'll mention a phrase back to me. So I'm going to say, I'm with you, and you will say, you're with me. Everyone, online and offline, can you hear this? Please unmute yourself. If I say, I'm with you, you will say, let's do it louder. I'm with you, you with me. I'm with you. One last time. I'm with you. All right, remember this. I will give this as a cue. Fantastic. So, you're paired up. The first thing you will do is tell your partner what everyone knows about them. What you think everyone knows about them. And the second thing you will do is you will tell them what everyone does not know about them. Is that okay? Are we clear? Any questions?
Second one.
First one is what everyone knows about them, what everyone does not know about them. That's what you have shared, right? After you do that, your partner will tell you that he or she agrees, yes, I do believe that is what everyone knows about me, or no, this is what everyone does know about me, right? Understand? Easy? Difficult? And then you switch. So we'll go around the room. So let's start with the greens, right? If you see the hit series, the Dragon, you remember? We all like Game of Thrones. So Dance of the Dragons and everything. So the greens, right? They're the evil people. So let's start with the greens. Please mention your name and your role in the company, and then the 2 points.
So, my name is Mustafa. I'm working in the admin department. I'm in corporate affairs department. I have been working here around 7 years plus. So, finally,
Persona name.
I think Vikram Bhai should say first.
No, it's a safe space. You've already said that, right? It's a safe space. Persona.
Actually, I want to give him this opportunity because he's my senior. So
It's okay. There's no seniors and juniors here. It's a safe space. Give him persona name. Very quickly. Whatever you can think of. It's okay. There's no wrong answers.
I think so. What should I say? It would be very helpful if Vikram Bhai can start.
Okay. Say first.
Hello, this is Mohammed Ikram Hussain, working as a manager at Interport Group. What I say about
Persona name. What people know about him. What people don't know about him.
personal name,
It's not a personal name. It's a persona name. What name basically describes him as a
rough and tough.
rough and tough? Okay. Everyone needs to keep notes. Okay, remember? Rough and tough. Rough and tough. What everyone knows about him.
Also working hardworking, and just
Doesn't know.
because
Use your imagination. What do you think that Mr. Shpiak is not?
though he's a rough and tough, but he's a so kind person.
He's kind inside. You all keeping notes? Fantastic. Soft.
If I say about Vikram Bhai, in professionalism he's very strict. Other side, he's very helpful.
What's his persona name, first of all?
Strict.
Strict. Mr. Strict. Strict. Everyone, what's his persona name? What's his persona name? I'm with you.
You with me.
I'm with you.
You're with me.
Okay, we have to say in the moment. Right? Very good.
So, as a colleague, he's very helpful. When sometimes when I went for personally অথবা official ক্ষেত্রে
Try to be in English.
okay
English, yes. Out of your comfort zone.
Ikram is very helpful colleague. So we can first say he's very strict in professionalism, and second is very.
So everyone doesn't know that he's very helpful. Maybe. We will clarify after a while. Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. Big round of applause. Now let's go to the yellow team. And Rupsha, please
Hello.
share your name, your role in the company, and persona name, what you know about your partner, but everyone does not know about your partner.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mustafa. My role in the Interport group is executive operations and digital transformation, and I basically deal with the communication part in our company. And also, I would like to express my thanks to Maimun for giving me the floor, and I'm giving my answers to the questions. Give your partner personal name. My partner is Fayed Bhai. His personal name is Bengal Empire.
Okay. Bengal Empire.
It's his gaming name.
Okay.
And what everyone knows about him, that he's a very polite and humble person. And he sits beside me at office, and we talk a lot during our breaks. And we have a very good fight match, what we young people say. What everyone does not know about him, that he can express his thoughts very clearly. He can express his thoughts very clearly. When a few months back, we used to have some reading circle sessions, where we used to read some books. Tanjil sir used to chair that sessions, and Fayed Bhai used to express sometimes what we could not express very clearly. But I think that is his very good strength.
Fantastic.
And not a lot of everyone knows that.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Right.
Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Mohammad Fayed Munir. Currently working as an executive claim handler in Interport Limited. So I'm going to be answering these three questions. First, the personal name. The personal name of Mustafa is Crispy Pirate. So what everyone knows about Mustafa is Mustafa's very friendly person. I think everyone is going to be agree with me, because whatever she's been assigned with, she's always been very friendly. She does the work very meticulously, and I hope everyone's going to be agree with this. So the last question, what everyone does not know about her, she has a son whose name is Mashai, if I'm not wrong. So I think most of us actually don't know about this, especially the name of her son. Thank you so much.
All right. Fantastic. Love it. Amazing sharing. Let's go on to our mixed team of gems, and our first participant from the team of yellow and green, right? Yellow and blue. Red and blue. Red and blue. So, colors of the UK, America, and all this. All right.
Hello, good day everyone. This is Nikon from the claims department. I am with Interport since 2019, I started a journey as a claims executive and I was serving as assistant manager at claims. Personal name I would like to give Afnan is Interport Spider-Man because he helps us out whenever we have something we need to do, but we can't do at that moment because we have maybe other, assignments or maybe other engagements at the time. He always helps us out, and what I know about him is he's always very positive and eager to do the task. But one thing I really don't know about him, the question B, what everyone does not know about them, that particular thing I don't have anything in my mind currently that
Think of anything.
As his name.
What kind of movie is it like? What kind of
Everyone
book
does not
is
know
it?
anything about me.
What kind of movie is
yes,
it?
that's the point.
Anything. It could be anything. A
No
hobby, a passion, a dislike,
A lot
a
of
like.
people does not know anything about me.
One thing I can share, I guess, you know Sabik, right?
Yes.
He's Sabik's friend who used to work with us. His friend used to work with us at Interport, and he's a very good guy. And he also helped us with in our many assignments. And still, time to time he works with us on various projects.
So he's Sabik's friend. That's what you know.
I guess people here who are here, most of them don't know about it.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Fantastic. That's fair. Round of applause.
Assalamualaikum. I am Afnan. I am a blessed intern in this benevolent and understanding company. And as I said, with my partner, Likhun sir, who also happens to be my supervisor, my nickname for him would be Too Cool Lincoln. There's a background to it.
Are we all noting all of this down? We should be.
Whenever Sir's name Likhun is very aesthetic because it's cultural roots, but many people think due to his style, his attitude, that his name is Lincoln. And I totally understand where that comes from, right? And what everyone knows about him is he is a very passionate taskmaster. For him, precision matters, and for him, refinement matters the most. Because I have worked with him, he gives me the task from that, what I could understand. Since the basic is something he has left behind long ago, he cares about the finest refinement. And what everyone does not know about him is, quote unquote, "Pache loke kichu na bol." If that had not been a threat, he would have been wearing white suit with golden watch. Okay?
Really?
White suit with golden watch.
Yes, sir.
Really, Lincoln sir?
That was very innovative. All right, fantastic. Everyone, big round of applause. Now, do we have anyone joining in from online that would like to share anything about their colleagues? Anyone from online would like to share? Okay, we'll move on then. Very quickly, and I want this to be timed, right? We are going to have 30 seconds. Each person, so you will just say, I agree with what he said about me or she said about me. I disagree with what he said about me regarding the first 2 points, right? Point 1, what everyone knows about you, correct. Point 2, everyone doesn't know about you, correct or incorrect. Easy, understand? Okay? Very quickly.
Yes, I agree.
Both?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. I guess we get to know each other. Take a bite.
Thank you. I partially agree, but he mentioned that I'm very strict, but I'm not very strict. I'm very flexible to all of us.
So the first question is, he does not agree, but the second question is, he's very helpful, he agrees. All right, for sure.
Fireway told that I am very friendly. I believe that also. I try to be very friendly. I agree with him. And what everyone does not know about him, that I have a son and his name is Marshall. Yes, I agree. And here, I think everyone here, present here knows that, but our online colleagues may not know that. I think they learned that today.
Okay, fantastic.
So I actually agree with the both questions, answer of the both questions mentioned Bushaku, and especially the second one, she mentioned that I can actually explicitly convey my message, which I actually do very well. Thank you.
Right, fantastic. So we have a very, interesting combination here today. So everyone seems to know each other very, very well. And that's a very good sign. So let's go on to our last two participants.
Afril told me that I'm a perfectionist. I always look for refinement. And another word you say is precision, right? Yes, I totally agree with it. And I always try to be a person who cares a lot about the perfection and the precision. And I don't want to leave a single bit of detail left behind that has been not touched upon.
And do you disagree with what he said about people don't know about you?
I'm not sure, but I never tried a golden watch. Though I have collected an automatic watch from my father, but I don't wear it often. And I honestly speaking, I don't have a white suit.
Okay, that was not correct. But interesting. Okay.
Sir, I agree with what Likhon sir said about what people know about me and what people don't know about me.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. So, are we a bit fired up? We know each other a little bit better. I mean, you guys know each other so well, but we've also seen that there are certain things that we think that we don't actually agree with. Right? Now there's a reason behind that. This activity was called knowing yourself, and this is for something called the Johari. Have you heard about it? Yeah? Okay, fantastic. I'll get more for you. So there are 4 different selves about you. The first is your public self. And that is what the second question was. The first question was what everyone knows about you. So you know it, everyone knows it, you're in agreement, and that is the first part. The second part is the blind self. You see, when we ask you what people don't know about you, that you don't know, but other people know about you. The third is the private self, that you know, but other people don't know about you. And the last is the undiscovered self. So the Johari window, what it does is that it allows you to know where you and your teammates can get a better grasp on your prominent qualities and where you can actually improve your undiscovered self or your undiscovered potential. So you see, when you collaborate and you get feedback, as you see from your public self, your team members are giving you that feedback, and your blind self will understand a lot more about your undiscovered self, right? And when you disclose a lot of things from your public self, from your private self, then people will know more about you. So we're all communicating, right? If you communicate, if you share, you don't know. So think of it this way. Some of us arrive here a bit early, some of us arrive here a bit late. And every day when you're coming into the office, do you know how your team members last night was or the morning was? Maybe they had a very distressing incident happen to them. Something happened to their family. Or they had a very bad loan that they couldn't repay. Right? So whenever these kind of incidents happen, we make judgments on people. Right? So it's very important for us to understand that, well, another thing that you notice, that you need to listen very holistically. And that's why we've said listening with 3 ears. You have 2, right? Unless you're a mutant, like the X-Men, you usually have 2 ears. So the 3rd ear is to listen with people's emotions, their tones. And second thing, what we'll talk about more later on, is to observe non-verbals. You see, I want to do a small practice with you right now before we go forward. Just look at each other, face each other completely. Look into each other's eyes, like, you know, this is your brother, sister, you know, the person you love the most in the whole world. Gaze into those eyes. Now, for one of you, and I'll tell again the first people that spoke, think of the worst thing that you can say to someone about the other person. Think for 30 seconds. All of you. Think for 30 seconds about the worst thing that you can say to someone. And the second thing you will do is say it with a smile. So let's start. Smile.
You have to say it.
Yeah, say it. Yes. The worst thing. You're very angry to come back. Today is the time you've got from management to say all that frustration pent up inside of you, to tell him, okay, this is my day. One sentence.
With a smile.
With a smile.
I have a question.
Sure.
What we are supposed to do is tell the worst thing about our partner.
Yeah, one sentence.
One sentence.
Yeah, but with a
The worst
smile.
thing.
But with a
With a
smile.
smile.
Yeah. Okay? Say it. Alright, we'll come back. Push up.
I need to rephrase.
Push up.
I think you are a very bad person.
Okay? Alright? I'm coming back to you. Are you ready?
আপনার কি ব্যাপার কাজ না করে বাসায় চলে গেছে কেন
Alright, let's try to say that in English.
আপনার why did you leave office without completing the task? Oh, sorry. আপনার why did you leave the office without completing the task?
Okay, very good. Now, very quickly. Smile. Yeah, like that. Just like that. Just like that.
Come by, please.
It's okay. Please, it's safe space. Remember, we're having fun.
Actually, we should not
In
say
English. In English, one line, very quickly. Don't overthink it.
Why I can't do this right now.
Okay. All right. Now, we'll change it up, and you will say the nicest thing to your partner, but in a very angry voice. Angry, frustrated, pissed off, completely. So,
এত সুন্দর Who told you to work it so well?
okay.
Oh, why are you so friendly?
Oh, yeah. Imagine I'm your
Why do
partner.
you talk so much?
No worries. Just you imagine.
How do you manage everything?
Okay. So guys, the idea is we observe non-verbals. It's 90%. More than you saw, you're saying the right thing, but if you say it the wrong way, your body posture is different, your tone is different, people perceive things differently. So when you want to communicate, remember you're communicating every single day with just that frown on your face, that smile on your face, when you're crying, when you're depressed, right? So finally what I want you to do is I want you to apply this script. Practice it every single day. And then you will know that how much I should let others know about my situation so they can understand me better and I can understand myself a lot more so that we can improve our competencies. Okay? Very good. So very quickly, another activity. This is called Who Am I? Now, I will very quickly ask you to come here again.
आगे जब से क्या करोगे?
Please, go for it. Come here and take one gems, one color each. Yeah, we love our candies. From there, from the 6.
আচ্ছা আরেকটা না ওই সেম কালার আরেকটা এটা ফেলে দাও ওইখান থেকে
কি কালার?
Okay, very good. Who has what color?
yellow
Yellow? Pink?
Pink.
Orange.
yellow
Okay, who has orange? Okay, orange is on one side. Orange here? No. One orange here and one orange here. Yeah. Same way, one yellow here. You can come in here. Other yellow. Here.
Pink.
Pink here. And pink here. All right. Very good. We're mixing it up a little bit. So we're going to have a very fun-filled activity, and I'm going to give you 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Right? The rules are very simple. I will give you 2 sticky notes, and I'll label it on one person's forehead. Right? And you will have to act out. The other 2 will act out without specifying the name. You cannot use that word, and you will have to use English as well, right? So we're communicating in English. You'll have to use gestures. You can use other phrases. You can treat that person like that, right? And then you have to make that person guess what it is. Whichever team guesses the most or the fastest in 10 minutes wins this round. Do we understand? Easy? Any questions?
Can you repeat?
No problem. So, you're in teams of 3, right? One of you will be given a sticker on top of their head. There will be something written there. It's a personality, right? You will treat that person without specifically mentioning that. For example, crybaby. So you can just say, why do you always complain all the time? Blah, blah, blah. Whatever you want to do. Right? So when you do it, you cannot use the word crybaby. But the person who has the label will have to figure out that they are the word. Right? Easy? Understood? Can we get started? Okay. For your round 1, and I'm going to give this 10 minutes. We'll have a maximum of 2 sticky notes. Let's see who can get it fastest. Okay. Okay. Start.
এই দেখে ফেলবে কোনে হচ্ছে
ও মালা আমার চশমা দেখে বলি চশমা দেখে বলি
স্টিকিং তো
আচ্ছা আমি যা লাগানো তুমি লুকা রাখি
দেখলাম মজা লাগে সবে কাছে
আমি চশমা খুলে দিয়েছি আমার চশমা রিফ্লেকশন
Okay, very good. Yeah, bye bye.
we just need to act it out or can
You can use words, but you can't use that exact word. Hmm?
sometimes you know where
Emotion,
Another version of it.
a negative emotion.
yes, you may feel
It is
demotivated
the-
when you are in that
follow up,
state.
the next of frustration. What is it?
It is also linked with
Negative emotion.
with like
Unhappy,
Right, very good.
sorrow.
illness, mental illness.
Yes.
Yeah,
Point.
it is a mental illness.
Not exactly mental illness, but
Link.
it can lead to mental illness. Yes, maybe.
Okay, team 1 has already guessed their first word.
Mindset.
Already?
It is not usually seen as a good mindset, but
Close, not disturbed, but close. You feel disturbed. You may feel disturbed when you are in that state. Very common word, very common.
Can you explain more? Can I act it out? Can I act it out like?
Yes,
Similar.
similar, but
You can.
it's a mental state when you are very
it
unhappy.
is again a state of mind.
It's
You
positive or
feel
negative?
down
Negative.
and
Okay.
or something that related
Okay. Can
Give
you
it a-
act like?
খুলেন কেন
এখনই হয়েছে যে
similar word or similar sentence
Frustration.
Quite the opposite. You can, you could be it is a positive.
yes
খুলে যাবে না।
খুলে যাচ্ছে
It's a positive.
it's not sticking properly.
solid
It's a positive emotion basically.
Dora?
It means,
They know the word, so that's fine.
okay
proud.
Yes.
yes right exactly
Sir.
Done. I'm proud. Yes.
Proud. Fantastic. All right, we have a winner, and the winner is definitely getting some amazing gifts, and that is free buns. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So, let's ask you, team number 1 first. How easy it was for, why did they find it easy to do the task, or how could they win? It's easy.
Well, the first one was angry, and it was easy to act like when I started acting like and he was able to figure it out. So it was easy. The second was the word was proud. I was having a little bit difficulties to figure it out. So afternoon was doing good. When Ishtiaq Bhai did something like act this then the word comes up, the proud.
Fantastic, loved it. All right, team number 1, why did we have a little bit of difficulty? Can you share?
they try to understand the word but I always say close to the word but I did not tell the exact word
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Do you have fun?
Yes.
Yes.
Interesting? Are we charged up for today? 3 activities back to back, right? Okay, fantastic. So, what did we learn here? You see, there is an architecture of your identity. Because you're coming over here, the first thing is you are working somewhere, so that's your profession. Someone's in HR, someone's in corporate affairs, someone is looking after legal, communications, etc. The second is your gender. You're given some gender roles. Someone's a mother. Someone can't do this. Someone's a father. Someone's masculine. Your nationality when you go abroad. Oh, you're Bangladeshi. Bangladeshis are like this. You're supposed to be like this. And there are so many other things like our religion. Someone keeps a beard. Someone keeps a mustache. Someone is clean shaven. You make assumptions about people. You do, right? Consciously and unconsciously. And there is a danger of reducing everyone to a complex person to a single story. So it breeds something that we call stereotypes and labeling. That's what we did. You put a label on someone. So you put someone to a stereotype. But someone is something single. They are not, a variety of things, right? Let me ask you a very quick question. Were all of you born in Dhaka? Did all of you go to the same school? Did all of you have the same cousins? Are your brothers and sisters the same? So you see, there are so many things that condition us that make us unique. So that is something we have to accept. That individuals are unique. We should not stereotype them, or when we go into a business communication, we should not have a preconceived idea going into a meeting that this person is going to be like this. Yes, market research is important, but go with an open mind. You'll be surprised how you will treat someone differently. Did any of you like being treated the way that you were treated when someone just put a label? Did they treat you like one single thing? Oh, they don't know. Oh, they're lazy. Would you like to always be treated like maybe you had a few bad days? Maybe you're depressed because you had a very bad incident. Maybe you're angry because you had a few bad days. So it doesn't defines us for a moment of time, but doesn't define us forever. And that's something that we have to understand. So when we go into communication, do not stereotype. That's our main takeaway. Stereotyping simplifies people. But businesses, communication, accuracy, nuance, and precision are required. Alright? So what does that mean? You need to be clear, you need to be to the point, you need to have idea about people, you need to have clarity, you need to have extensions, some points about people, you need to target the right things. You cannot make clear logical decisions when you already stereotype people and put them into a box. Right? It distorts judgment. So there's poorer decision making. It damages trust, and you cannot work together because there are hidden conflicts. Third, clarity and effectiveness are, basically impacted. Problems don't get resolved because if you already have an idea about something from before, you can identify a problem with a clear mind, right? So that's something we all have to remember. All good? I'm with you? Fantastic. So we all understand? Fantastic. Any questions?
Yeah, the online participants catch up the parents
Okay, question to our online participants. Any questions so far? Now we're going to talk about communication fundamentals, right? And in order to do this, what we will do right now is that we will have a pop quiz. And I think a lot of you are accustomed to it. We're going to play a Kahoot game. So for those of you who know how to play Kahoot and those of you who don't, I'll still share it out for you. Go to kahoot.it. We will share a QR code as well. For those who are joining in from online, if you do want to participate, go to kahoot.it. I will share the pin code for the game in the WhatsApp group. You can join in. There are going to be a couple of questions. The person that can answer the correct answer and they can do it the fastest way possible, they will be awarded the most points. So everyone who wins at the end of all the questions, the most number of points is our grand winner or winners. Easy? Are you all ready? Let's get started. Yes. Everyone please join in. The link is in the WhatsApp group. Online and offline we'll have the game, and I see that there are 6 people in. Okay, great, 7 people. Just a point to note, this should have been your persona name. Your persona name should have been the one that your partner gave to you. So that means we're not keeping notes, guys. We have to. Okay, ready? We have 6 teams. Please don't log out. Rough and tough. Okay, ready? Let me know whenever all of you are ready. You should have all of your personal names. Yeah, sure. Okay, ready? Let's start. In right now. Communication prowess. In 3, 2, 1. Your first question is, what is communication? The act of sending messages without expecting any response, exchanging information to achieve mutual understanding, method used only for formal business interaction, the use of technology to store information without sharing. Alright, so we have 7 people who got the right answer and 2 people who got the wrong answer. So let's see it. Firstly, a method used only for formal business interactions. No, communication is used for informal and formal mediums like business. So we can use it in all forms. We're always communicating with people around us, with individuals across the globe. Whenever we travel, whenever we share our culture, so something is happening in communication. Secondly, the act of sending messages without expecting a response. Communication is a two-way process or a multi-way process. There has to be feedback, there has to be something in return. So no, it cannot be a one-way method of sending messages without expecting any responses. The third point is also wrong, the use of technology without sharing. Technology is a medium for communication, but if you do not share it, it is not communication. Now, communication is the process of receiving information, ideas, thoughts, processes to achieve mutual understanding through symbols, signs, behaviors, etc. Alright, let's see who has got what. An empire is at the top with 924, and IP Spider-Man is at 834 with third, Mustafa at 818. Alright, let's go. Are we ready for the next question? Question number 2, what is the purpose of business communication? Is it to entertain employees during work hours? To replace all forms of communication? To avoid interaction between departments, or to share information clearly and efficiently? Alright, we have only one person who got it wrong, and 12 people got the correct answer. So let's see the wrong answers, why they are not correct. Now, definitely communication is not for entertainment only. We communicate to achieve purpose, especially in business communication, because we want to solve problems. Secondly, to replace all forms of communication is wrong, because in business communication, communication is a very important part of collaborating. To avoid interaction in departments is also wrong, because communication is done so that interdepartmental coordination happens better. That is actually one of the main functions of communication. So why do we do communication? One of the main reasons is to share information clearly and efficiently. So ladies and gentlemen, let's see what our leaderboard looks like now. Empire is still at the top with 1784, and IP Spider-Man is at second with 1741. It's a very close race. Let's see what happens with our third question. This is the true or false. Having a good accent is very important in verbal communication. What do you think? Right, so we have 3 people who got this correct, and I who got this incorrect, and I who got this correct. Let's see why this is correct or wrong. Accents are the least important. I'll share a personal story with you. So I used to be very cocky with my English accent, right? And I used to work in Indonesia with my role in the VDCCI. And also when I went to China, when I went to Thailand, I had to unlearn English and actually show gestures even more. So accents aren't important. Maybe if you're just an English-speaking country, that's where English is important. What is important is how well you can communicate. So accents are the least important, especially in the 21st century. In the age of the 4th Industrial Revolution, if you know how to do work, if you know how to communicate well, your accent does fine. Alright, having said that, let's see our leaderboard now. It's still Empire with 2730, and Spider-Man is closing in with just 15 points. Mohsin is still at that same place. Crispy Pirate is there with 2571, and Crispy Pirate has an ANSI streak of 3. Fantastic. Let's see how things change up, because the next 2 questions are going to be for double the points. Alright, question number 4. With double points, what is an example of non-verbal communication? Body language, calls, tone, hesitation. Alright, so we have a lot of mixed answers here. 10 of us got this correct. There are 2, and 2 also got this correct in terms of tone and body language. Let's see why the other 2 are incorrect, right? When you are calling, people are not usually seeing you. Even if they're seeing a video call, they will not necessarily know what is the difference. So a call by itself is the voice. So voice is non-verbal or verbal? Verbal communication. And presentations, again verbal, because we are talking with people in front of people. Yes, non-verbals play a factor, but the effective answers will always be body language and tone. Why tone? Because as we practice in our activity, if we say something with the wrong tone, we will misinterpret, right? Non-verbal. And then body language. If I slouch like this, I don't think you'd want to talk to me all day, right? Be confident. When you hold your hand, you're like this, when you're like this, it shows posture. Your body language will speak for itself. Oops, sorry. And let's see our leaderboard right now with double points. Empire has still striking back, just like Star Wars. And Ip Spider-Man.
Interport Spider-Man, space, no space.
Okay, I thought it was Ip Man, but Interport Spider-Man is at 4523. And I think this isn't changing, but Mohsin is now trying to come up. Let's see if everything changes in the last one. This is also double points. Let's go for it. The last question for today's quiz. What is an example of external communication? Emails sent to customers, press releases shared with public, advertisements targeting potential clients, meetings with suppliers or partners. Alright, mixed answers here. 8 have gotten correct. 3 also have gotten correct. 1 have gotten correct, and 2 have also gotten. So all of these are correct answers. Emails sent to customers. They are outbound. So emails internally, internal communication. Emails to customers, external. Press releases, right? So you are sharing information with the public outside of your organization. Advertisements targeting potential clients. Again, clients are not within your organization. They are an outside entity. And finally, meeting with suppliers or partners. Training this is an internal training. When you do it outside, it's going to be an external training. Very good. So, having done that, let's see our situation of the leaderboard. The podium at number 3, we have Mohsin. At number 2, we have Empire. And the winner, with a surprise comeback, is it, Spider-Man. Alright. Special mentions to a lot of our other guests who have played here today. So, let's start with Mohsin to come up first and say some words. Mohsin, are you here? Online? Mohsin bhai, are you here? Can you please say a few words?
Thank you so much.
Mohsin bhai, we have some good toast for you. We will try to send it to you by Separi Ball. So, what are your feelings? What did you learn from doing that?
Alhamdulillah, I am feeling glad for this achievement.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mohsin bhai. Then Empire.
Well, it was very enjoyable to play this game, and I have learned so many things. Actually, playing the game is not the main focus here. The main focus was to learn about the communication, what is internal communication, what is external. And thank you so much, Vera. It's been a very, a very good learning opportunity. Thank you so much.
Excellent, my pleasure. And for that, please come up here. We have a special cake for you. That's your gift. And finally, our winner, IP Spider-Man. Please come up. Thank you so much. Do share your experience.
Assalamualaikum. I would say it was definitely a pleasure to get to learn so much from an insider who's also the champion of the field. So I'm really grateful for this win.
Thank you so much. And we have some spicy kurkure for your amazing spicy personality. Excellent. All right. So, you still energized? I'm with you. All right. Okay. So let's come back to learning a little bit more about this. What you can see here is that what is communication? Let's see the full definition, right? And we'll go through this very quickly. It's the process of exchanging information, ideas, thoughts, or feelings between individuals or groups through a shared system. So understand that it's shared. It has to be process of giving and taking, right? Symbols, signs, or behavior. So you see, sometimes you may not have the ability to speak, Sometimes you might have to use sign language, charades, right? We've done that in our activities. So you want to have a mutual understanding. That's the most important thing. Because mutual, both people have to benefit. Everyone has to benefit. So do you see the commonality now with this? You see, it never talks about one person. So remember this, communication is dialogue. It's always a two-person or multi-stakeholder process. You always have to benefit everyone, right? If only one person is talking, it is not communication. Okay. Then, business communication very quickly, three purposes. As we talked about, clearly sharing information and efficiently sharing information. Secondly, this helps us to support decision making and problem solving. Leaders solve problems. That's why we communicate. You are becoming a better communicator to be a better leader in order to basically problem solve better. And fine, to build relationships. So do you agree with one thing? You are always selling. Have you heard the word? You are always selling. Every one of you who is part of Interport, you are always selling. Even if you are in HR, even if you are in accounts, every time you interact and communicate with someone, you are selling the brand of the company. So it's important that whenever someone meets you, it could be a new client or the old client, the first impression can be the last impression. So you have to always be able to influence others positively. So you have to build a relationship, right? We are in the business of building relationships. Whenever we communicate, we build relationships. Second, there are three forms of communication. Verbal, as we just saw, non-verbal, and written. So I think these are very self-explanatory. So I'm going to go into detail later on, but know this for now. There are three key principles that you have to remember whenever you're doing communication. Keep clarity. Things need to be simple and direct. People don't have a lot of time. Value that time. Consistency. Things need to be in alignment. You cannot say one thing on WhatsApp and write something different in email. You cannot do that again, take a U-turn and say something different in a meeting. Every message needs to be consistent. Finally, professionalism, especially business communication. Don't say, hi, what's up? These things don't work. You have to be formal. Hello, dear sir, right? You know the tone of the organization. According to the brand, be very, very professional. So there are three main differences between internal and external communication. The audience, the purpose, and the style, and control of how you want to portray. When it's internal, it's between employees, teams, and management. When it's external, it's customers, clients, or maybe a partner. The purpose of internal communication is to coordinate and collaborate, to align, to get all of you together. And external is like to brand, to build relationships, and also go for sales. And finally, style of control. Every day you meet Ekram Bhai, right, Usha? You say honorable Ekram Bhai. I don't think we do that. We don't say honorable Tandir sir every single time. You don't. Exactly, because we know each other, there is no need for that formal tone. So it's semi-formal to informal. And when it's actually formal for external communication, it's structured, it's formal, and it's according to your brand. What does Interport show? Is it something that values Islamic values? Is it something that talks about speaking in a very corporate structure? Is it like a startup? Etc. Examples of communication is team meetings, internal emails, employee training sessions, external communications like marketing campaigns, client emails, press releases, anything that is going out. I think this is very simple. the channels. If you use Slack, a lot of organizations do that. On Microsoft Teams, that's internal. External is like your websites, your social media. Okay. Before we go into our break today, I'm going to do a very simple exercise with all of you. Right? Everyone, I'm with you.
You are with me, sir.
I'm with you.
You are with me.
I'm with you, Bushra. I'm with you.
Just a little bit coordination.
No worries, very good. We're communicating. I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay. So all of you, I'd like you to stand up. And I would like, again, I'm going to do something. So, okay. Please take your candies. I might give you diabetic back today, but please. Choose again, not from here, from these six. From here. So, who has what color? Please go for it.
Orange.
Orange.
Green.
Orange and red together. Pink together. Yellow together. Yellow together with them. No, there. Right. Green and blue here. Green and blue together. Yeah. Pink with D4. Yes, yes. 4 of you are one team, and 2 of you are another. So, you are going to be called reading. So, say it out loud. You are reading. Reading. You are listening.
Listening.
Okay. You are writing. And you are speaking. You are speaking and listening. Speaking. Speaking. Listening and speaking.
And speaking.
You're speaking. You're
Listening.
listening. Very good. And what I want you both, the 4 of you, to do first, take a chair behind you, and I want you all to hold the chair at the bottom. At the bottom, yeah. Hold it at the bottom.
I'm sitting on top of it.
No, you can just hold it. First, sit down. No. Like here. Hold it like this. Each of you grab a leg of the chair. Yes.
Like this?
No. Same chair.
Okay, same chair. We're gonna hold.
Yeah, different leg.
Okay. ऊपर तो लगा है मैं तो नीचे तो
No, you have to hold the bottom. Hold the bottom. Same here. Same. This chair. Yeah. Push her at the bottom. At the bottom.
Yes.
At the bottom. Bottom. Same. One chair. Hold the bottom.
I'll boost like that. Take it, Rashid.
Okay, now pick it up. Push at the bottom. No cheating. Okay. Pick it up. Throw it out. Okay, same. Put it out. Is it difficult or hard? Or easy? Easy. Now, take your hands to this level.
Speaking. Shorting.
Hand, all of you together. Okay. Now take it to the top. Same. First here. Okay. Now, one of you let go. What was that? Who are you? Right. Now, Listening, let go. Speaking, let go. Is it easy to hold it? Similarly, listening, let go. The chair falls. Alright, let's keep it. There is a very important learning that we have here. Reading, listening. And so, what you saw is, when you have a low grasp of all four forms of the skills of communication, it's tough, right, to hold it up. It's tough to communicate. If you have a medium grasp, it's okay. It's balanced, right? When you hold it in the middle, it wasn't that difficult. When you have the best grasp, that's the best case possible, right? You know the seat when you're holding it. Very easy, right? But if you don't hold one facet or one skill, you know how to speak, how to listen, but you don't know how to write it or to read. Sure. So, what did you see? The chair eventually falls and you cannot communicate. This is the biggest learning. So, we have to learn all of these skills. You don't have to be the best, but at least near about the middle to communicate. So, if you want to speak in Bangla, know a little bit more about everything. Bangla speaking, Bangla writing, Bangla, but listening, all these together. If you want to learn Japanese, same. Just one thing won't help us, because you see, ask yourself, what do you think? I think in English. Do you think in English? Do you think in Bangla? Maybe someone thinks in Japanese. All of these thinking processes, actually a language changes the way that you also think. Right? Do you agree with that? Because the culture is, the language is there. In Urdu there is something called aap. Is there a tu? Usually it's aap. Everyone says aap, even to the family, right? Family, friends. Aap bolte hain. That means it's very formal. But in Bangla we have apni tui, tumi. Similar in Hindi, right? So you see, the way you perceive a language, how you use it, it shapes the way you think. So it's also important for us. So the big takeaway is, whenever we are learning all these forms of communication, let's enhance our skills in all four areas, not just in one. Okay? Having said that, just the importance of ultimate recalibration. Okay? So let's come back in. All right, everyone. Are we all rested? Energized or de-energized? Energized. Very good to hear. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about something called the importance of communication in business. That's why we're here, right? Why are we doing this? How do we do this? Let me ask you a very simple question. If we want to communicate, right? Usha, you said something to me earlier that you share a very good bond with our personal name?
Bengal Empire.
With Bengal Empire, right? And you said that it's because you know about his name, he knows a personal detail about you, like your son's name. Does that make you feel good that he takes an interest in you?
Yes.
You are meeting each other for at least what, 8 hours a day?
9.
8 to 9 hours a day, right? Minimum 8 hours. And a half day, so more than your families, you're spending a lot of these times with these people that you meet in office every single day. If these people are difficult to deal with, you will not have a good time coming to office. Will you? Every day, especially Krambeck, because he's handling HR. Everyone's angry, everyone's not doing well. So I'd like to share something I found at conference I went to a couple of years ago. It was a tech conference, and the ex-chairman of Microsoft India came and he shared certain things about Microsoft. So we know that after Bill Gates went, did you know that Steve Ballmer, right? He was the one who took up Microsoft. Was Microsoft doing that well when it had the Windows Phone? It wasn't. No one used the Windows Phone. So he said something. He's like, Steve Ballmer hired all qualified and talented people, and I'm paraphrasing it. But they were so qualified, they were always arguing with each other. When Satya Nadella came in, he changed that dynamic. You know what he did? He basically got a really diverse group of individuals. They may not necessarily have the best skill, but they had positive relationships with them. And that helps the company to succeed. And that's going to be a part of our presentation right now. That is the importance of creating positive relationships. So you would be saying, hey, I'm talking about communication. Why are you bringing in relationships and everything? So let's see why. Firstly, when you're positive with people, it creates a positive atmosphere for everyone. So this ratio of feeling good actually increases. How? Because being positive is like a virus, it's contagious. It's actually research that says that when you treat people a certain way, they tend to treat you back the same way. Right? So remember we were doing the earlier exercise where you said something really negative but with a smile. You see, that felt good. And you give someone positive criticism, and you say it in a very nice way, they feel better. Right? If you're going to be shouting at someone, like we were saying that if you treat someone like Ikram who is depressed, he doesn't know that he's depressed. He didn't figure out that he was being depressed. Because it's very hard to get that label off. If you treat someone with open mind, with a smile, and a very nice way, and you critique well in a very positive manner, people feel better. Finally, when leaders get along with people, you're all going to be leaders. You all are leaders. You're going to become better leaders because when you create a positive relationship with someone, they will definitely work more for you. Would you work more for someone who's treating you badly? Would you want to come to work? Do you want to stay working at Interport if this was a bad experience? It wasn't. You have to feel valued. So how do you do this? We're going to do this by first taking a very general and a very genuine interest in something. That was again a very good example. Asking someone their baby, saying, how is your baby doing? How are you doing? Bushra is ill right now. How is that going on? You seem to be having a bad day. Is there anything I can do about it? So when you ask these kind of questions to your colleagues, it makes them feel valued. So you might say, hey, I'm here to do a job. Right? But again, let's go back to the thing. You are staying here from 8 to 9 hours a day. They are also part of a different kind of family. Right? So it's important to keep this in mind. Second, be easy to get along with. Don't be high maintenance. And what does high maintenance versus low maintenance mean? You are easy to be approached. People can connect to you better. You are easy to give solutions. You don't always critique someone all the time. You don't always shut someone down. That helps. And third, remember, you are always selling, as we told you before in the past slides, that irrespective of whatever you're doing, even if it's a new hire, right? Do they know how the company works? So if you treat them from day 1 to day 7, that, hey, this is the way it works, why didn't you get this, why didn't you get that? Will they know that? They will think that, yeah, maybe Interport runs this way. That is the culture here. Will they give of this vibe to future people who might want to be interested to apply to Interport? Will they? No, they will not.
Sir,
Yes.
I would like to say that yes, as someone who has been an intern, I have not been here for so long. This is why Likhon sir said, but Alhamdulillah, this is how it is here, and I have found it very lovable. I have found it very positive and uplifting. Just wanted to hear.
Fantastic, fantastic. That's great feedback. And that's how it should be. Because if we know why we should do it, which we all do, I hope from now we know how to do it. And this is a continuous practice. So what we understand, that it is very important to take a general interest in people, to connect with people, to make people feel valued. When people feel valued, they will give you the returns. Right. Any questions so far?
Sorry.
Now, the second part of why we communicate, as we told you, that you're leaders, and that is to solve problems. That is what leaders do. That is what leaders communicate for. They have a problem, they discuss the problem. They don't just take a decision just by themselves. Great leaders will do that. They involve all stakeholders, they involve their team, and they give a solution and work for that solution. So again, how do you do that? First is to adopt a collaborative spirit. And this involves your mindset, how you think. You need to change it, you need to evolve it. Instead of having a mindset that I am always right, I am going to find the right solution all the time. No, you need to work that, hey, everyone matters in my organization, every department matters, their feedback matters, and we can come to a decision together. So, you do not want to have a controlling attitude. What is a controlling attitude? I am a control freak. It's my way or the highway. It cannot be that way. Because it doesn't necessarily lead to good outcomes. Because if you always try to control the outcome according to your favorite design, for example, let's say that we are all in a meeting, for example, right? In that meeting, we have a very important decision to come to. But let's say, Mustafa, you are a very big control freak. You're like, no, I know my communication plan has to be this way. But everyone else is a stakeholder. You want to communicate, but Ikram knows that how many of the manpower can actually, be there on that specific day. Now, you want to communicate to a government-related event. Now, here knows what the corporate structure is. You need to collaborate with them. Just because you have an idea, that just because I know communication, that may not be the best way to go. You need to let go of this control if you're trying to solve problems. Because another thing that I haven't written on the slide, but this is very important, and this is the mathematics principle. Unfortunately, in our education system, we aren't taught to fail. But in the US education system, I was taking a course on mathematics. Do you know what they did? They gave me a puzzle and they said, it's a US professor, and he was like, the first thing you have to do is attempt. The second thing you have to do is fail. And the third thing is to learn from it. Reiterate. So you see startups, especially, have you heard of Y Combinator? So, you know GP Accelerator, right? So it's the GP accelerator of the world. It is the biggest accelerator that there is. In Y Combinator, and I was part of a company that was a Y Combinator startup. What they say is, move fast, make mistakes, break things, learn from iteration. Iteration means repetition, doing things over and over again. So that is the same way. Don't be in control. You don't know what's going to happen. Everything is happening so fast. So a collaborative way is like it will also change the tone of the group. If all of you work together, all of you want to collaborate together, everyone will feel that they are valued. Right? So that's what we want to do. The second thing is, and this is very fun, so it's called being flexible. We know this word very, very well, right? What does it mean? So there was this psychologist, very famous psychologist called Abraham Maslow, and he called it the law of the instrument, but in colloquial terms, you can call it the law of the hammer. So imagine you're a hammer, right? So when you're a nail around the hammer, what does the hammer want to do? What is the hammer's job? What's the hammer's job?
Hammering the nails, sir.
Hammering the nail, right? Hammer just wants to hammer. Its only job is to put the nail down. So you don't want to be like that hammer. Does it sound good when you have construction near your house or someone is putting on new furniture and there's always that hammer sound? It's exactly like that in real life. If you are going to be a hammer, you are not going to take people's opinions and you're going to shut people down. That my solution is always the right solution. That's not the way. However, when you are going to give solutions, everyone's solution is of course important. Give solutions that add value. Don't just say, hey, I have a random idea. Think about it. Is it actually going to be important? Is it because I'm just asking a question because I can? Let's just take a step back, right? To our school days. I'm sure we were all in that class. There was that one student who was this very big, bright student. And they had all those questions, right? They had to ask a question. Just because they had to ask a question. Did we face that? School, university, did we have that person? We all did, right? Did we like that person? No one does. Don't ask questions just because you have to. And I'll go through a strategy on how you can reframe this later on. But the main thing is, ask a question or give a statement that adds value. You practice something like this. So, how to do this? Remember, when you're doing collaborative problem solving, there's something called the 20-80 rule. So what is the 20-80 rule? 20% of a conversation should be spent on identifying the problem. You should spend 80% on solving the problem. So what is it again? 20% on? 80% on? So let's be said again to sum up. Don't just be a critic. What do leaders do?
Solve problems.
And how do we do it?
Analyzing and discussing the problem.
Exactly. Collaborate. Any questions? No questions? Now we're going to go into an activity. This is going to be pretty fun, right? So, it's called say trade. I'm going to give you a phrase. You are going to take 30 seconds to add 3 to 5 words. For example, if I say, I like eating butter because it is very tasty. And someone will say, it has nutrients. Someone will say, I like the color because the color is very nice. Someone will say, however, butter is not good for liver. So you can critique or you can say something good to add, but 3 to 5 words, and you have to do it in 30 seconds. So everyone who's even joining in online, I will text what the statement is going to be. Please, in 3 to 5 words in the WhatsApp group, write down either a value-added statement or a critique. So, directly, I'll ask you a question. I'll go one by one. Busha, we'll start with you. 3, 2, 1. And the topic is Interport Group can be the best organization in the industry by. I'll give you 5 minutes to think about it. Five minutes. Think about it. Remember, 3 to 5 words. So the fun thing in this activity is if someone says something, you cannot repeat that. So there is both a benefit and a loss of being first time. To everyone who is online, I've given the statement in the WhatsApp group in 3 to 5 words, not sentences, 3 to 5 words, add value as to how that sentence is true, or you can critique that sentence. So the whole idea of this, why we call this say train, is because of the fact that just like a train, you have to be aligned. You cannot fully contradict one another just like that, but you have to be very fast. Okay? Alright, I think we can start. And Usha, 30 seconds or no?
Interport Group can be the best organization in this industry by investing in the right people.
Investing in the right people. Write it down. All of you will have to write this straight, remember. Okay, very good. Next.
Interport Group can be the best organization.
Just the 3 to 5 words.
I want to set a deadline by 2030 by visiting the clients overseas.
3 words.
3 words, okay.
3 to 5.
By visiting the potential clients overseas.
Visiting the potential clients overseas. By is okay. I'm not going to count that. Visiting the potential clients overseas. Let's write it down. Everyone. Come back.
By delivering value beyond expectations.
Value beyond expectations. Okay.
By delivering
Value beyond expectations.
by communicating effectively with the customers.
Communicating effectively with the customers. Communicating effectively with the customers. Next.
Sir, why? There's already diverse engagements and beyond expectation gains. They need to
3 to 5 words. 3 to 5 words.
By being the trendsetter.
By being the trendsetter.
Sorry?
Being the trendsetter. We will not use the word by. By is just the first.
Service excellence and reliability.
Service excellence and
Reliability.
Being the trendsetter.
Okay, so online we have by the people, people planning and client commitment. Reliable maritime services. Fantastic. So it took us a total of what? 3 minutes to prepare, right? So how many minutes? Let's just go for something. Let's go for takeaway. Let's read out the entire thing together. Osha, from you. Interport Group can be the best in the industry by
Investing in the right people.
then
By visiting the client services.
we will not use by.
Visiting the client services.
Okay.
Delivering below your expectations.
Communicating effectively with the customers.
Being the trendsetter.
Service excellence and reliability.
All right. How long is the meeting usually? How long is the usual meeting?
Meetings.
Yeah. How long is the usual meeting in
Internal meetings.
internal meeting? Yeah.
30 minutes to 1 hour.
How many minutes did it take you to find this out?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. So the whole Interport group, Khulna, Chittagong, Dhaka, brainstormed ideas by just giving specific deadlines, going to be precise. That we talk to the point. We don't talk extra things. We don't give all this background. For example, in our country, we have political legacies. We talk about, hey, someone's father, someone's husband, they did this, they did that, and because of this, now we're going to. So remember, we all go to talk shows. Right? So what happens in talk shows? When the host asks a specific question, do they get a specific answer? There's a whole lot of babble. So that's the noise we need to eradicate. How have we worked collaboratively? Because we did not allow someone to talk excessively by respecting their time. And this is the emphasis, we're respecting someone's time. When you respect the fact that I have a short amount of time, someone is giving me their time, I need to be very specific and to the point. I don't need to say excessive things. I need to be what? Concise. Right? And what have we all practiced? If we listen, we don't know what the other person is going to do, right? So you see, 3 minutes is so much time for us. So, can we be more effective in meetings? Can we collaborate and brainstorm better? Right? Can you give me a big thumbs up? Excellent. Thank you.
WhatsApp আমাদের online participant role.
By service excellence and data
So there are some great points online as well that we just shared. Interport Group can be the best organization in the industry by the people planning and client commitment, by reliable maritime services, increasing the skill of employees, delivering quality, reliability and trust, innovating better customer experience, people management and reliability, maintaining high standards and continuous improvement, great communication overseas. See, so many things. We know it's in the back of our head unconsciously. But we talk about so much noise, right? Let's cut the noise. Let's give value added feedback. We will not critique just for the sake of it. We will not just say something just because we think it makes us look smart. If it matters, we give it. If it doesn't, we don't. And I'm going to come to this just right now, and we're going to do a small activity going into communication modes. So, this is going to be pretty fun, right? And how we're going to do it is going to be like this. This is called, wait for it, I'm building up the suspense. Mad Monkeys. So, the thing with this is, we're all going to go back down the evolutionary chain. You know, Darwinian evolution, if you believe in that, of course. So we're all going to become monkeys. I'm going to be the master monkey, so I take the brunt. I'm this guy, I'm right, very angry. Because I don't have this information. I need information from you guys. So I'm very pissed off and I'm very angry and I need information very, very fast. So there are 3 other monkeys and you're going to be on 3 teams just like you guys are right now. One of you will not be able to hear. One of you will not be able to see. One of you will not be able to talk. And all of you will have to give me some information and we're going to play it out. So how we're going to do this is, again, let's come back to our gems. From the same team, you can only pick one color.
You can take a big color.
You can. Okay. Who is the green? The green will be the deaf monkey. Sit down first chair.
Yes, yes.
What is the next color?
Same team, same.
No, it's going to change right now. Green.
Sir,
Green.
orange.
Over here. Over here. Please come here.
Here, cannot hear.
Yeah, cannot hear. The second is going to be who's got yellow.
Yellow.
Okay, yellow. Please sit. Second chair. You cannot see. So I'm going to put your blindfolds on. I think we have the right person for that. And the third person is someone who cannot speak. You're going to talk. Okay. Now, give me a second. I will be putting these blindfolds on. Okay? Sit down. Sit down. It's okay. Alright?
Yeah.
Just sit down. No, sit like this. Sit with your hands. Like your back. Okay, can you not see? No. Okay, very good. Now, we're going to have 3 rounds. Okay? So in round one, a phrase will be shared with the deaf monkey. Right? And the deaf monkey must relay what that phrase is to the master monkey. So you can write this down. Right? The master monkey for now, I'm going to delegate my powers to your other monkey. So you have to basically tell her what the next part is, right? So you are the deaf monkey. So you cannot, hear anything. I will show you. And you will have to, through charades and other things, tell her what that is. Okay? You cannot speak. Just through charades.
The same advice for me as well.
Yes, that's correct.
We are the blind monkeys, so what shall we do?
They are the blind monkeys.
Oh, they are, and us?
You cannot speak. to it. Blind, deaf, mute. You're the mute monkeys. Ready? Please come up here. So you will have to explain this statement to both of your team members using charades. You cannot speak or talk or do anything else. You cannot do
Gestures.
full gestures. Okay? See it once. You have to give that back to me. Yeah, that's what it is. You have to, she has to be able to write it down and pass it on to the next one. Share it one more time. But she can see it. So you have to do gestures with him and make him understand that statement so that he can write it down.
I cannot speak.
Yeah, you cannot speak.
But I can write.
You can only write.
I can only write.
And I cannot speak.
And I can also write and show him that this is correct.
He can just say this or this. Alright? Let's start.
Why?
Mm. You will have 3 more minutes for round 1. The monkeys are getting pretty mad. Especially the blind monkeys can't see anything. They're feeling very angry. What are your emotions so far? Blind monkey, how are you feeling? So. Done?
এরকম
Okay. Round 2. Face this way. Face this way. You need to tell the mute monkey what this is.
This is a. I say by saying, right?
Yeah.
This is a paperweight.
Right? Okay, come here. And you need to do the same thing to come back. Don't do it here. Come back as well. Okay. Team 1 is progressing really well. Team 2 is starting on 1. That is whatever you have done so far. Let's move on to round 2. Find out what this is. You can't. There's always a way if you can do something.
This is a mobile stand.
You have an answer?
Mobile
This is a mobile stand.
Perfect. Very good. The second statement is a mobile stand. And the third statement. You can't speak, you have to do charades, just like he was doing. Come here. Okay.
Now, are we gonna swap roles?
Yeah. He's the deaf monkey, so he's going to.
No, I have my own notebook.
It's going to get very interesting. I'm going to give everyone 5 minutes to finalize this.
us.
Can't speak. Here's the mute monkey. Great job. So we're into the last 3 minutes. Competition is getting intense.
It's getting harder.
We're going to be going into 1 minute, just a bit. Remember, when you're into your last minute, you have to write down whatever you have seen from so far. All of the text should be aligned. The team that gets the closest to the actual phrase will win today's competition of Mad Monkeys. Alright, very quickly guys, in the last 10 seconds, please write down the full phrase that you have so far. The full phrase, all the 3 rounds together. What is the full phrase?
We're done.
Done?
That was pretty hard.
Alright, so how was it?
That was pretty hard.
Alright, you can open your blindfolds now?
It was really difficult.
Stefan, you can open your blindfolds? How was it?
It was very interesting.
How do you feel?
Yes, very interesting. But very hard.
Very hard.
Alright, was it fun?
Yes, sir.
Fun? Okay, great. Right, I would like to know what the first sentence from Team 1, can you give it to me in a sheet? What the sentence is?
If what feel like,
If what feel like.
Together. All three together.
মাঝখানে কি ছিল পেপার ওয়েট বললো if what feel like paper weight
Please give it to me. Please give it to me in writing. Same, can you give it to me in writing?
The first one?
The full one, all three.
Oh, the thing that I shared just
First, it was whatever you wrote, then whatever phrase he said based on the object, and whatever he wrote.
Like a first যেটা Maimun gave us, if the word becomes like if the word.
No. Did he guess the full word?
No.
Whatever he guessed.
Word changes. That's what.
আপনাদের কি নাম হচ্ছে পেপার ওয়েট আমাদের ছিল if work is feel like paper weight.
This is the one we
Measured by
completely.
Okay, very good. Let's see, what did you guys write? Team 1.
If work feel like paper weight measured by reading.
If work feel like paper weight measured by reading. So it's not that. If work feels like paper, weight measured by reading. That was the key thing. What did you guys write?
When we wrote, the first was word changes, but I don't know what actually what was the actual sentence?
If the world becomes like.
If the word becomes
Like.
But I
All
could-
three together?
Okay, the second one was the mobile stand, and third one is the up and connect.
Fantastic. So let's see what the actual sentence was. I was Master Monkey. So see, he's very happy now. He's not frustrated, he's not blind, he's not deaf, he's not mute. So he's so happy. The phrase one was, if work feels like a paper weight. It was a paper weight. So is measured by reading. So what it actually reads like, if work feels like a paper, weight is measured by reading. The second one is if the world becomes like a mobile stand, up and connect. No, it's not that. If the world becomes like a mobile, stand up and connect. Alright, so who was closer, do you think? Team 1 or team 2? Team 1, thank you very much. Well done, team 2, you guys got up. So we do have some things for team 1. Please come up. Team 1, right? We talked about collaboration, right? And we practiced that. But I think we talked about it in this way, about problem solving through verbal, non-verbal, and written means. We wrote down things that we saw through gesture, saw earlier in the communication definition, that it is through symbols, through a lot of things that we can actually communicate. We did that. Verbal, if we are blessed with a voice, we can all speak. But sometimes when we are not, we also give out these kind of cues. Right? So we understand that even if something was very easy, it's a very easy statement, right? But I think it's very difficult for people to comprehend if we do not put things in a structured format. Okay. So, what we're going to first of all talk about is about verbal communication. So, it's anything I think we know out loud in any meetings, presentations, We can talk about strategies in meetings, we can give feedback to a colleague, and pitching an idea. So anything that you basically speak with, that is verbal communication. Some problems in verbal communication is we tend to ramble, we tend to excessively talk. That is something we figured out in our previous activity say training, that we need to be concise. The less we talk about things that don't matter, the better for the meeting or the outcome or problem solving. Using vague languages, we say things like, that's awesome stuff. What's awesome stuff? Right? Things. What? Is it like things from the Addams family? No. So these are different kind of aspects that you want to keep out of your vocabulary. These are unnecessary fillers. Your tone mismatches. So let me show you something. And this is what Prince William from the British royal family does. So you might sometimes, think that you'll be very nervous before a meeting, right? Or a presentation. A very good way to stand is something like this. It shows that you're poised. If you're nervous and your hands are shaking, you can control them like this. Right? So this is a very elegant way of standing. If you have this posture, if you're going to slouch, people don't like that. If you're laid back like this in the meeting, people don't like that as well. So when you're sitting down, sit like this. Lean forward. You give an interest in someone. They will know that you're also important. Okay. Remember, verbal communication is fast and flexible. If you are not clear, people can misinterpret. For example, I don't know how to, but I don't understand. If you don't know where to slow down, where to give pauses, so these are also your tone, which is a non-verbal that we're going to come to right now, also impacts the way you verbally speak. Okay? It's non-verbal, right? Look at this person. What do you think? Does he give a positive vibe, negative vibe? What do you think about it? Jim, very happy, right? Having the time of his life, screaming on the top of his lungs. So it's like facial expressions. When someone is smiling as we practice, it gives off the right image. Maintain eye contact. If I presented to you all the time looking at the screen, would you like me doing this? Would you feel valued? If I just looked at this side and not this side? No. Right. Your posture. Try to have a very strong posture. Something like this. This will show that you have confidence. If you're going to slouch or if you're not going to have the right posture, people will not have faith in you. They will not want to listen to you. Your tone of voice. When to give the right impact. Your tone can actually change how you speak. Do you want to emphasize a point? Then pause. And that time. When you want to say the right thing. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be talking about a couple of things. Firstly, I would like to speak about the problems related to Interport Group's revenue stream. Secondly, I would also like to speak about how Interport Group can increase new areas of revenue. And third, I'd like to also look into the fact of where we can cut down costs. So you see how my tone changed? At different places I spoke differently. That's very important. Right. In non-verbal, as I already told you, when you have a confident posture, when you're sitting like this, right? When you have your legs across, like this, it shows that you have confidence. When people find that you are competent, they will believe more. You will have more influence. You are a better seller, you are a better what? Communicator. Hesitation. Hesitation. Can I do it later? It says that you're uncertain about yourself. If you don't do eye contact, it shows that you don't have trust in someone else. Or they can have trust in you. Remember, as we talked about, 90% of non-verbal cues are more important than the 10% of verbal cues. Let's go to the last one, written communication. Very simple, anything we write. Remember a few things. Don't be too vague. Don't be overly wrong. People don't want to read a lot of things. We all know the words or the phrases lost in translation. So, especially when you're writing short messages, be detailed enough, and we're going to look into this in a bit, to have the right way to portray your eventual messaging or information. So if you're going to say, Vikram Bhai says, you said, I need volunteers for Saturday's event. How many volunteers? 7 volunteers, 6 volunteers, 5 volunteers. So we cannot be vague, because then you will need to again ask another question. Written communication finally is permanent and can be scaled. And it is not immediate. It lacks clarification. Someone has to process it, right? They have to read it. Yes, we have AI. Yes, we can summarize it, but still you have to read it. So, in its entirety, it will take time. It's not immediate. Like verbal communications. Okay. This is something that I really need all of you to please give me your attention. These are going to be golden rules for success. In speaking, in listening, in writing. I'm going to do an activity with you. So, here's some numbers. I want you to take one. Anyone. And this is for our team online as well, in Chittagong and in Khulna. Please choose a number from 1 to 13 and write it in the WhatsApp group. Please choose a number from 1 to 13 and write in the WhatsApp group. 3 to 13, sorry, in the WhatsApp group.
6 মধ্যে 6 আনসার
Everyone ready?
Yes.
You have 3 minutes. Write the number of points as you have in your number you have chosen. So I'm repeating. If you have 3, write 3 points. If you have 5, you write 5 points. On what do we have to do to be better communicators? What do we have to do to be better communicators? People who are online, please join in. You have 3 minutes.
WhatsApp এ দিব
না লিখলাম কোনো সময় না চুজ করছেন কেন why did you choose it? I didn't ask you to take the number. This is democracy at its best. Okay. 10 seconds. Fantastic. Okay, so who had how many points from here?
3 points.
3 points. 4. You say wait?
7, 9,
9.
5,
5. 11.
7.
Okay. Who found it easy? Did you find it easy?
Yes.
How many points did you have?
4 points.
So this is very interesting, right? The funny thing is, this was called that the odds be always in your favor. So we are, wired in such a way, as human beings, that the magic number 3 and the number 5, because we have 5 fingers, always stuck in our head very easily. So, I'm going to first of all introduce you to the rule of 3. The rule of 3 is something that, as you can see here, setup, build, payoff, problem, solution, benefit, very, very vici, which is Latin for swift, concise victory. And this will help you to put everything in a bucket. What is a bucket? So you have a main bucket, one main idea. Now, Usha, you had 11 points, right? By you had 7. So, ask yourself, is there a way that if I had to sum all of these things up, what would I say? At the end of the day, what would I say? That's your main point. And then you put it into 3 sub-points. First, second, third. And if you have to explain those further, have 3 other sub-points, A, B, C. Right? So 1, Roman italics, 2, 3. If you're writing a report. Remember we all did the 5-para essay when we were very young? You know what the 5-para essay actually was? 5 into 5 into 5 into 5. We'll go into later. But it talked about 3 points only. First point was the introduction. Told you what the thing was going to be about. Last point was the summary. In the middle, 3 points. So, am I teaching you anything new? But we never knew that there was actually a rule of 3. Right? Did anyone know there was a rule of 3? So, we're learning something new? Right. So, this works because, human pattern recognition is always easier for the number 3. In presentations, in structuring everything, always do it into 3 points. And I think you will have noticed in most of my presentations so far, it's either been 3 or 5, right? Has there been more than 3 or 5 points? Always 3 bullet points or 5 bullet points, right? Maximum. Because beyond this, it's very difficult for you to process. Right? Whenever you're pitching to an investor, or you're doing sales, give 3 reasons. Sir, firstly, secondly, thirdly. It makes it easy for that person to process. As you see, it will become easy for you to listen to as well. So you can pick it up on that. So in visuals, maximum 3 key statistics or bullet points per slide.
Sir, something very interesting came up in my mind. When somebody goes to Makkah or Medina, you will see people give away dates in odd numbers, 3, 5. If somebody takes 2, they say take 1 because there is a hadith that Allah loves odd numbers. So it just resonated with me.
Yes. See, a lot of things that we have in religion is based on science. Because whether you talk about Islam or Christianity, they promoted science and technology. So So it's a very good point that you do mention. And yes, odd numbers are easier to remember. When you're presenting 4 numbers, just think about it. First, second, third, fourth. Will you easily remember the 4th point? Up to 3 it's like gets wired, right? However, if you're like, okay, 5th point, I have got 5 main points to present to you. Easier now? Especially in the slide. Okay. The second rule is called the 5 into 5 into 5 rule. 5 money key. What does it mean? In the context of business and public speaking, have 5 words per line, max. 5 lines per slide. Not more than 5 lines. And 5 text-heavy slides in all. What does it mean? 5 text-heavy slides. If you have a lot of text after text after text, give the 6th one as an image. Easy? Same for writing. What will I do? The first, if I want to divide everything up, first introduction, last will be summary or conclusion, middle will be 3 points. The 5 lines in between, first body paragraph, line 1 is going to be about what? What that paragraph is about. 3 points explaining that paragraph, examples, extensions, whatever. Last line summarizing that. This is easy for cognitive recognition. Easy? Do we understand? Any questions? Yes, please.
Number breakdown, can you just repeat?
So, rule of 3 or rule of 5? Rule of 5, 5 words per line. 5 lines per slide. And maximum 5 text-heavy slides. So if you have 5 slides that are a lot of text, no images, no graphs, nothing, let the 6th slide actually be an infographic, a graph, an image illustration. See? The last part of this is to architect your message. Now, very simply, I'm going to go through this very quickly. Content you understand, it should be very clear, as we told you, structured with good storytelling. If you have structure, you will be a good storyteller. Rule of 3 or rule of 5. Practice that from now on. Delivery, have vocal variety. Pause. This shows that you're in control. Pace up where you need to. Emphasize where you have to. Visuals, it should not replace the speaker. Don't give us visual that will take the idea or to a whole different place, that it doesn't take emphasis on you. You are commanding the PowerPoint, not the other way around. It's always enough. Utilize the rule of thirds or the 5 into 5 rule. This is something I'm going to go through very briefly, but it's very important. And we're going to go into class right after this. Firstly, navigating the role of yourself in a zone of engagement. So there's 3 places. Space number 1, your comfort zone. You're happy, no problems, you don't want to get out. But I told you today we would get out of our comfort zone. So we are in a stretching zone. Okay, step back, just take an example, don't take it in the way. Like, you were not initially comfortable saying something about Ekram, but you did. So you went into a stretching zone. So that's not your character, but you did. And I appreciate you for that. Thank you. So you don't want to go into the panic zone, because that is somewhere where you're triggered, defensive. So there is actually a paradox here, and this is called safe space paradox. You see, being in a safe space, it does not mean that you should stay comfortable. You should go out into the stretching zone, but that is growth. But that does not mean that you are going to put someone into the panic zone. So you understand? You want to stretch, learn more, but don't trigger other people to be in the panic zone. So how are you going to do this? So this is a very important science I want to teach you. You know, when we were early human beings, hunters, or we were, going to get deer, and suddenly there was a lion, right? And the lion, when it came in front of you, you had two options. You have to either run, flight, or you fight. You want to kill the lion. So you see, as we evolved, our brains kind of still respond to the same way to these kind of situations. So whenever something challenges us, like public speaking, like writing, a deadline, whenever we want to communicate with the client, it's either anxiety or it's excitement. You can choose which is which. You will have a rapid heart rate, your adrenaline hormone will surge up, you will sweat in both scenarios. But you can tell yourself, I am excited for the project. Not say I am anxious for it. So can we be different? Acknowledge the shadow. Everyone has stage fright. Just focus on the outcome. Regulate your physiology. Breathe. Breathing is the best way. Whenever you go into a meeting, let it all out. And instead of, focusing on, hey, how do I look? Ask yourself, wait, what am I going to get to the audience? Focus the main aspect of the outcome from yourself to actually to the objective. One thing I would like to teach you, and very quickly, every second there are millions to billions of bits of information in your brain that's being processed. Do we know this? Do we know this? So, 1 bit, 8 bits is 1 byte, 1 byte, 1024 kilobits, etc. Computer works. The brain is the biggest computer. When someone asks you a question, you don't know how to answer that question. Say something like, that's a great question. That's a great question. 4 seconds. How many bits of information can you process? 4 billion, at least. That's a fantastic question. I understand that. Please give me a time to think about it. So when you use a phrase like this, automatically your unconscious brain is responding. So someone asks you, what's our performance metric for this month? You may have that information. You say, thank you, sir. That's a great question. This is what it is. So you allow your brain to basically give that information. You're buying thinking time. Soften the transition to an answer. And you are engaging before responding. Just as they say in Bengali, engage. In English it is, I don't have to engage this because I have to at that point in time. Take time. Time is the most valuable asset. Not everything is a race. Alright. Very quickly we're going to do this. When I was a kid, I used to watch this movie called Kami Kuch Kami Gum. And as much as I'm ashamed of it right now, there was this one tongue twister called by one of the characters as a kid of Karina Kapoor, which said, Chandri Chachan Chandri Chachi Chandi Chappan Chandri Chandri. So I want you to practice something. She sells seashells on the seashore. Let's go quickly.
Seashells on the seashore.
Wait, next one.
She sells seashells on the seashore.
He sells seashells on the seashore.
Seashells, she sells on the seashore.
She sells seashells on the seashore.
She sells she sells seashells on the seashore.
Very good. I think some of you have done this idea, and the whole thing with tongue twisters is just to practice whenever you're speaking very fast. When you have to respond quickly, you think you have to respond quickly, but you don't. You see, when firemen are there outside the country, so whenever someone catches fire, they say stop, drop, and roll. So stop, drop down to the ground, and roll to get the fire. So it's a similar process I want you to remember. Whenever you think that you cannot speak as fast as you should, stop. She sells seashells on the seashore. Stop. Drop your chin. That's your syllable. We all know what syllables are. So your syllable goes down. Have more dropping. Stop. Drop and roll it down. You see, every language that you speak, it changes your tongue. We all say that we speak Bangladesh right now. You know why? Because our brain is confused between English and Bangla. It's not something that someone always does it intentionally or they're trying to do it for attention. It's because just that their tongues are wired. Right? Summing up, before we go into lunch, how to thrive under fire. Whenever you're under fire, right? Just like we gave fireman example. Someone can throw a curveball question. Curveball means something that you're not expecting. Spinball in cricket. So acknowledge that, clarify it. Either you give an answer or you say, you know what, I want to bridge this from you. I want to acknowledge this. Sir, I don't have enough information. Let me get back to you. That's the way you should always postpone and compete. So don't compete, always work together. Remember, silence is power. Pausing is very important. And finally, honesty builds trust. Don't try to be a show-off that I know all the answers just because I have. If you don't know something, that's also important. Being honest to yourself is being honest to the organization. Right? Having said that, everyone, thank you so much. We'll take a 45-minute break for lunch. All right, I hope you've all written your reflection. The reflection question is, what was the biggest fear about communication that you had? Please share in the WhatsApp group. So I can see that Safran has written that the other side would think I'm not good and smart enough. What would people think? Let's see more. Waiting. Remember, we've already learned how to be to the point and structured. We understand the need for brevity is very, very important. Be clear. If you want to write excessive, don't be afraid. Please write down whatever you need. Give everyone 3 minutes to reflect. Remember, this is a safe zone. It's a safe space. Feel free to work as a team, to think about wherever you think you might have insecurities about yourself. Please share so that we can all learn to be better and be more.
Recording in progress.
Here, Mr. Trump saying, I feared not being here to clearly express myself and being misunderstood. Ishtiaq, my biggest fear was being misunderstood or not conveying my message clearly. We're into the last 20 seconds. Hope we've all shared our thoughts. 5 seconds. And time. So I think one thing we can all agree on, and I found a common place from everyone's messages, was that we are very much apprehensive of what other people think about us. And I think that's something to go into. It's important for us, as we said in the beginning, to give off positive vibes, so to say, so that we can create positive relationships, work in a collaborative environment. So if we are in that kind of environment, we can problem solve as a team, and we can feel less insecure. Fantastic, I hope you had a great lunch, ladies and gentlemen. We are now going to be talking about listening and speaking as leaders. We're going to get into an activity right now, so we'll get you all energized by the month. You might be feeling a bit heavy. So it's going to be talking about hear me roar. As you can see this line. We're going to go into teams 2 and discuss a topic. Right? Please, your candies are there. Choose.
Again, green.
এখান থেকে চুজ করতে হবে এখান থেকে চুজ করতে স্যার আগে
না এখানে 6টাই আছে
এখান থেকে সাল্লি
কোন কালারটা নিছেন
তো বেশি দিন ধরে হবে না
All right. So we're going to actually mix it up.
একই কালার তো
And this is how we're going to do it. So who has the color? Yellow? Yellow? All yellows will be in one. So we're going to not do 2, we're going to do 3. And I'm going to mix it up again. Right? And this is how we're going to do it. 3 members, 2 teams. And this is how we want to go forward. Right? You are going to discuss on a topic. I'm going to give the topic in a bit for 3 minutes. And 3 of you have 3 different roles. And I will award you for doing your roles accordingly to the full. One of you will discuss the topic and try to discuss it with the other 2. Right? And that will be the first to my right and left. The second of you will talk about any other topic, whatever you want, as loud as you can. Be as loud and as expressive as possible. But not the topic that the first person is discussing. And the third person will be researching on the topic that the first person is talking about. Okay? Do we understand each other? Give me a big thumbs up. You all understand? Okay, great. So, 3 minutes. The topic is going to be the 4th Industrial Revolution. So, first speaker, talks about the topic. Second speaker talks about something else and completely disregards the other two people. The third speaker just focuses on the internet research about it. Okay?
If I heard the topic, what will we discuss?
The topic is Fourth Industrial Revolution.
I will search on the phone.
Yes, third person will just search on the phone. The first person will talk about whatever they know about the topic, and the second person will talk about whatever they want. Very loudly. The more louder you can be,
So, you're going to talk about different topics.
you don't need to mention it, just talk about it. And you are going to be the third person searching on the internet, on your mobile, on the fourth industrial
Are
revolution.
we going to discuss our sources?
Right, let me rephrase, right? First person will just speak about the fourth industrial revolution. You will try to speak to the other two. The second person will not listen to both of you. They will talk about something else. And the third person will just search on the stuff on the internet and not listen to you. Ready? We're all ready. Are we ready? Are we ready? It's 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so should we speak in English or in Spanish?
English, please.
If we talk simultaneously, how
That's part of the whole activity. Let's see who can be loudest and who can do the task best.
So,
let's have a basic discussion.
Everyone online, do you understand? If you can, please write in the chat.
I think that's has to publish his third assignment to CBS, as far as I know. But the thing is, Tansu's favorite player is Cristiano Ronaldo, and I also love Cristiano Ronaldo.
You are not getting
And Cristiano Ronaldo is
Fourth Industrial Revolution
Cristiano
is all
Ronaldo is one of the
Oh.
top player in
Talk about your topic.
AI.
and Cristiano Ronaldo is now playing for
The
Saudi.
Turkish people,
He's making a lot of money.
and they're very beautiful.
And I should support
And the girl, and they're very good success.
makes a lot of money through selling cars. Cristiano Ronaldo.
And
So whatever stuff was Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo and Cristiano Ronaldo are going to be big fan of the products.
Remember, the first person needs to be as loud as possible.
I am pretty sure.
Messi has more football education.
They will have a smart football field where sensors will be installed within the football.
But that doesn't make
so that you can measure. So we will have a new industry of football
industry.
Football industry.
Yeah,
Fourth
industry actually going better and better.
Yes, it will get better with the fourth industrial revolution.
But there will be lots of he's very talented player.
Cristiano Ronaldo, he has a lot of money. How he is gonna make the best out of his money is by investing for the betterment of fourth industrial revolution. Right?
Alright, we're into almost our last 10 seconds.
So, to sum up, what we got? Cristiano Ronaldo, he's going to invest for the fourth industrial revolution, and what we are going to get?
And we are done.
Technologically equipped football.
Alright, excellent. I think, again, let me tell you what the roles were. The first speaker would talk about the topic, that is the fourth industrial revolution. The second speaker would try to talk as much as possible about something else, and the third speaker would, of course, maybe listen, but actually be stuck with their mobile phone. So, in my judgment, I think among both teams, team number 1 did very good, and you have muffins. They did their roles very, very well. Let me ask you a question right now, right? Were you able to hear what you were saying? Okay, so you were stuck with exactly your mobile phone. What did you learn about the fourth industry?
Fourth industrial revolution is the artificial intelligence, robotics and automations, big data and analytics, Internet of Things (IoT), cloud computing, biotechnology, and genetic engineering.
Very good.
So for Interport group, fourth industrial revolution should focus on digital claims management system, smart survey reporting, queue management platform, automated documentations for energy work, real-time communications tools, data analytics for performance, cyber security and compliance systems.
Fantastic, great. And you were talking about in 3 lines.
AI, learning,
And you were talking about?
Although I was actually going to this park with Tanvi sir's reference. And sir's one of the most favorite Paris people, so I just go with that park. Dr. Krishna is playing Saudi.
So you were all talking, right? Was there mutual understanding? Was there actual sharing of ideas? It was just one way, right? Was someone listening? No one was actively listening. That's exactly what we're going to hear. So when you roar like a lion, doesn't mean you're necessarily heard. Just because you're the loudest in the room doesn't mean that people are actually actively listening to you. So there's a difference. Hearing and active listening. You can hear a lot of things. So maybe you were hearing about Cristiano Ronaldo, or he was hearing about Cristiano Ronaldo, but they weren't picking up what you were saying intently. See why this happened? Even when Nikam was speaking about everything he found on the net, can you tell me what he found? For Interport group?
digital coordinate system.
All of them? Did we use the rule of 3? Or the rule of 5? We didn't, because it's not easy for us to remember all of this information, right? So we weren't actively listening. So what we need to understand is that we need to have concise communication. Whenever you are speaking with someone, you want to sound like a leader, you need to be to the point, concise. So there is a quote by Ernest Hemingway, the renowned writer, and that is, when people talk, listen completely. Right? So don't just listen half-heartedly, listen completely. How do you do that? When everyone was talking, if someone is on a mobile phone like Ikram Bhai was, will you be able to take notes? Unless you're using your notepad or notebook. The second thing is use the bucket system. What is the main point that they're saying? So if your speech is organized, make it easier for other people to listen to you. Then it will also be easy for other people to note down what they're saying to you and take that information and store it for later. If you appreciate other people, then you will be able to learn and understand more about the world. So if if he wasn't focusing on his mobile phone, if you weren't talking about what he wasn't speaking about, and then all of you had different ideas, you're not respecting each other's time. The input that someone is giving, that is exactly the problem. You can communicate more effectively overall if you respect people's time and have appreciation. When you listen more effectively, use and give your complete attention, then whatever messaging you're going to do is going to most likely hit the targets. So as you saw in this scenario and this activity, you roared, but did people actually benefit? You guys were talking on the top of your lungs. No one benefits. Great. So first thing that you should do if you want to be a concise communicator is to listen. Show people that they matter by listening. Take mind off yourself. Don't be on the mobile phone. Sorry, I'm picking on you right now. Don't be on the mobile phone when someone is talking to you. Maybe take leave. Hey, give me a second. I'll come right back and listen to you. That's why we keep the phones silent, right? Second, give people their undivided attention that they deserve. What do you do that? Firstly, if we are having a conversation, I will be sitting like this, leaning forward, not lazing back like this. This shows that I'm not interested. If I'm like this, my posture, my non-verbal cues is showing that I'm interested. Second, make solid eye contact, as we talked about before. That's very, very important. You're listening, look at that person. You'll instantly be able to and show that you care. Give facial expressions. Don't be like a zombie. If you are like a zombie, then it's very hard for people to do. I mean, I know it's great to have a poker face whenever you're doing negotiations. If you're in the meeting, yeah, nod your head. It shows that you're interested in the other person. These non-verbal behaviors will be very important. Do you remember what verbal and non-verbal behaviors are? See this emoji? You guys are very angry, right? So, listen, understand. Don't be that guy. Remember the law of the hammer? Just don't be there to respond. That is not the way to go. Because this is called a rebuttal response. Whatever you're doing is that you are debating. You're not having a full dialogue. You're just trying to prove a logic that you think is correct, and you try to prove it in whatever way is possible. Come to that meeting or that conversation with that open mind. How do you show a speaker that you're following? Ask follow-up questions. Did you understand? I think that's a great question. Do you think it could be done in this way or that way? That's a very good presentation. However, I was curious to understand if this is the right aspect of how you framed the narrative. Right? When you ask a question, not because you have to ask it for the sake of it, but because you are showing that you actually followed them, it gives people respect. When people are respected, they feel that, that they are actually heard or actively listened. This is the biggest technique of communication that I will ask all of you to remember. If you tell me, as a trainer, what is the biggest skill you can have among all the 4 communication skills? It's listening. Listen to people. It is the best way to instantly improve your communication skills. Be in the moment. Don't zone out. That's how you will be a better communicator. Yes.
Share some insights. During the break, the 15 minutes break, me and Ishtiaq, we were discussing about how listening was important and how I was struggling with my listening skills back when I was in school. So now I can really understand why how you explain. It is indeed very impactful for a meaningful conversation.
For sure. Thank you so much for sharing. That is so true. You see, it's very important for us. It goes back to the earlier cycle that we had about positive human relationships. So you see, the whole point of communication is if someone doesn't respect your time, if someone doesn't value whatever you're saying, they will not want to have a relationship. Will they? Is everyone here married? Okay. Does everyone here have a sibling? So, we have parents? Okay. So, if we have surviving parents, whenever they tell things to us, I think it's more difficult with parents because it's a downward relationship always. You have it with kids. We don't really always value what our parents mean to us until age and time come into play. But with siblings and with our significant others, they want to be heard. Right? We want to tell them things. So when we can do that, that's when we'll Alright. So I'll go with this quote. The most valuable of talents is that of never using two words when one is not. And this was President Thomas Jefferson of the United States, one of the founding fathers who said that. And this means if you can use one word, don't use two. Be concise, even when you're speaking. Right? So if we can listen, we need to also be practicing brevity. Brevity means the lack of giving something whenever we are speaking. Because we don't want to rush someone in a lot of words. It's very difficult for people to process. So, if you want to have concise communication in the speaking point of view, practice saying the bottom line. And what the bottom line is, I'll say it in Bengali and then in English. আমি যেটা বলতে চাই সেটা হলো, what I want to say is that. So back to that talk show conversation. This political party did this political party did that, it is because of that. No. The question is, as a result of everything, this is what I want to say. That's what your thought process should be. Okay, there could be cybersecurity. There is blockchain. What does all of this mean? 4 technologies can benefit maritime travel. That's the bottom line. We say it as short as we can. And then we explain it using rule of 3 or rule of 5. 1, 2, 3. What are the most important? So there is something that I want to paraphrase from Aristotle. We all know he's a philosopher, a Greek philosopher, and he said, clear speaking demonstrates clear thinking. So how do you do that? How do you show people that you're clearly speaking? So when I was debating, I had a South African coach, and she said something to me. I was like, I say it in Bangla and then I'll say it in English. In Bangla it says, think of a judge who is ever going to judge us. They're of course smart, right? A debating judge. But she said actually, that ওরা হলো 5 বছরের বাচ্চা যাদের বোঝার সমস্যা আছে। In English, that is, they are 5-year-old babies with learning disabilities. So you have to signpost. Firstly, secondly, thirdly, A, B, C. Just like you would do meeting minutes, that's the same way you should do your writing as well as your speaking. Make it easy for the other person to listen and take notes. So from now on, practice that my job is to make someone else's life easier whenever I'm speaking. Second thing, take short talking turns. We already practiced that. That using 3 to 5 words, we could generate so much content. So one person, do not take more than 5 sentences, 4 sentences, no, maximum 3. Whenever you have a question, whenever you want to give some input, give 3 sentences, let someone else speak. Then come back and speak. Create a dialogue. Don't give this, I was born in 1978 and because of that my grandfather was coming from this kind of a landlord's family and because of that, now I'm very privileged, now own Nestle. No one needs that history. It's just boring and it's very much something that takes your attention. And most importantly, create a communication. You may not know what exactly will happen in the meeting, you usually do, but still know what you're going to say. Have some talking words so that you don't go on a tangent. Tangent means, okay, we are talking about how the fuel crisis is going to affect the maritime sector. And you are going to go talk about the war in Iran. What is happening in Iran itself? Do we need to talk about that? We need to talk about what the impact of Hormuz is actually going to affect Bangladesh's oil industry and maritime industry. So I'll finally leave you with the quote when we are going to speak it. It says, if it takes a lot of thought, actually a lot of words to say what you have in mind, give that more thought. What does this mean? If it takes a lot of words to say something, give it more thought. Think about it more so that you can make it shorter. Do you understand? Can you give me a big thumbs up if you do? Alright, Finally, what I'd like to tell you is the paradigm shift between a rebuttal, response, and an authentic dialogue. So when you're in a rebuttal, you just are there to listen to thoughts, defend assumptions without going in there the truth. We're very close-minded, we don't want to be open to new ideas. We just want to see differences and we want to defend positions. That I want to be a winner. On the other hand, if it's a dialogue, we listen to understand. We reveal assumptions. That my assumptions could be reevaluated. I may not always be right. You may be open to changing your ideas. You seek an agreement, a mutual understanding of what you want to do. And you co-create it. It's not done by any one person. Everyone collaborates. So far, any questions? Alright, we're good? We can move on to the next section? Goodness. Sure. So this is going to be our second last point. And I think now you might ask me this question. Because you've heard this term before, right? Over communication. So you might ask me, Bhaiya, you've been saying all this time about concise communication. We've heard of over communication too, right? When do I do that? So there are a few scenarios. You over communicate when? Number one, expectations are unclear. That there is a chance that people will misinterpret things. For example, a project kicks off. What do you think could be an example of over communication in a project kickoff? Anyone? Any sentence? Why should you elaborate in the case of a project kickoff?
So that the parts so that the members understand their role.
Exactly, it's very sensitive. Right? It's a project kickoff. You just want to keep short lines? No, you want to elaborate so that there are no mistakes. Second, the stakes are high. The higher the stakes, the more you want to elaborate, right? it creates the opportunity to reduce expensive mistakes. Third, when you're coordinating across functions or teams, HR, corporate affairs, communications, more communication. One-liners aren't enough. You need to say more. When something changes, right, there's a scope change that, just like we talked about, the Strait of Hormuz is going to impact. You want to clarify your position much. When working asynchronously, remote teams, on-site teams, hybrid teams, not everyone has the same context. I think we're facing the same issue today, right? Not everyone has the same context that we are going to get. So, the more elaborate we are, the better. And finally, when you're dealing with new or a junior team member, does the junior team member know how Interport functions? Will they have understanding what are the dynamics of how to treat chairman sir, how to treat MD sir, how to work with a scrum type? We need to give them some breathing space, right? So to do that, we have to, what? What do we have to do? Over communicate, right? I think we're a bit into the later half of the day. So can I just say this? I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. Thank you. Now, let's see the difference with concise communication. When we speak to leaders, senior leaders, they don't want backstories. Get to the point. They don't have the time. Well, the audience already has context. For example, it's an ongoing project. You need to give all the details in an email? No. Don't. When you're making a simple request, you need the price of something. Good morning, sir. How are you doing? This is me again. No, don't do that. If it's a high-speed meeting, right? If it's a chat like WhatsApp, to the point. When delivering bad news, too much context is very bad. People want to know how to address the problem right there and then. When you're giving a status update, I'm not talking about status update on social media, of course, but project A, project B, project C, project B. To the point. So, a simple rule of thumb, right? A lot of information so far. Ask yourself one question. Is doing over communication or concise communication going to be costly? If it is going to be costly, then you over communicate. If it is something that everybody already understands, they have the context, then be concise. If you want alignment, right? You want people to come together, you want to expand the conversation, over communicate. If you want a decision, then you want to compress and come together, then what? Concise communication. Do we understand? Any questions so far? Can we apply it from now on? Go into our last section for today, and because Interport is an amazing company, an organization and a crew that is definitely leverages technology and the latest tech that there is. So leading in the digital age is very, very important, right? Because we are all working, we are already doing a hybrid training. So what are some things that we should always remember if you want to lead in the digital age? So there is this something that I like to call the virtual communication mediums. So if you are live or synchronous, like a virtual meeting or a business WhatsApp, business WhatsApp is opposed to internal versus external. Business is external. Versus asynchronous, like email or Slack, or if you use Microsoft Teams or any kind of thread-based internal communication system. you will see on the left, on the x-axis, it is more formal, like email or virtual team meetings. And this is external communication. It is more informal as it becomes in a texting scenario, text or WhatsApp or Slack. So remember, when you're going to be in virtual meetings, get rid of those extra tabs that you don't need. That's number one. Tip number two is, when you are in a team chat, always refer to threads. Don't just give random text because it's very hard to follow. And finally, business WhatsApp is not Morse code. It's not 1010001 or something like that. If you're reaching out to someone, give them the context, use professional sentences, especially when it's outside of the organization. Good morning, sir. This is what we're doing. This is the feedback. We've already seen that we don't need to write a paragraph to communicate our ideas. We can be concise as well as we can over-communicate using simple sentences, not more than 3 sentences, right? And we can communicate our ideas if it's true. Finally, what I'd like to tell you is something you may know, but just an extra tip of how you can bridge the digital divide. When you are in a meeting, first of all, ensure that you have eye contact. Don't look at something else. Look at the camera so that it seems like you are looking at the people in the room. The second part is compensate for distance. It should be like you're actually sitting in front of the meeting desk over there. So your chair should be aligned like that, your table should be aligned in the same way, your keyboard should be in a situation where you are being able to actually simulate a physical environment. And finally, fill in that awkward silence. If you're a moderator, use a queue, ask questions, check the chat to see that all of the questions are answered. Okay? That brings us to almost our end. We'll do a summary very quickly. What did we learn today? So, we've learned to eliminate stereotypes and bias, right? How do we do that? We understand that labeling is not the way to go. Second, we understand that we need to know our identity. And the Johari window is the way that we can completely use from time and time again to discover and rediscover ourselves. From what people perceive about us, what we perceive about people, and what we don't know and what people don't know about us. Then the relevance and application of types and the different skills of communication. We understand the difference between both and how communication is important to solve problems and to collaborate together. And finally, how we can create positive relationships and do collaborative problems. This is actually the main purpose of communication. Secondly, is the structuring of sentences, write-ups, and how we can listen using buckets, like the rule of 3 and the 5 into 5 into 5 rule. How we can architect message in different platforms. Third, we also looked into how we can navigate under pressure and thrive from that process. When to be concise and when to over-communicate. And finally, how we can apply all of these things that we have learned to communicate in the digital age. Having said that, today my job was to teach you 3 things. And that was how to connect. That is an inward process. You have to look at the dialogue. Any kind of conversation lies in stretching, going out of your comfort zone. And you have to listen, understand to other people, right? And using that Johari window so you can find out where your blind spots are. Secondly is to pitch. It's go outside. Because you're always pitching, you're always selling. And to do this, you need structure, architecture. And you can do that by content delivery visuals, and you can further augment this with the 5 into 5 rule and the rule of 3. And finally, that you will succeed. If you want to succeed, you have to bring professional empathy. You have to feel for other people, treat them like human beings, so that you would like to be treated the same way. And if you can do that, whenever your mental brain, whenever you're in a serious scenario, wants to push you and into fight or flight mode, you can actually be excited to go into that next presentation, next communication meeting that you might have, or any kind of situation that requires you to interact with other people, instead of feeling anxious. And hopefully by doing this, we'll all be more successful and be more powerful problem solvers and leaders as Interport. Thank you very much. So at this time, I'm open to any questions that you may have about today's session, or also comments. So I'll give everybody a minute to go, and I'll go around the room.
As I shared earlier, that I have a conception that listening is more important, and today, after this session, I understand that it is truly important for conversation and communication. Thank you, ma'am.
Fantastic. Big round of applause.
Thank you so much, Fred. First of all, the whole presentations was very informative. We have learned a lot of new things, especially the communication process and everything. I have a question, basically, which I mostly face whenever I have to call someone. Whenever I have to call someone, I need to prepare, I need to draft, I need to talk to myself first a couple of times, practice, then I call finally. So I actually want to get rid of this, how can I actually improve myself so that, if there are some situations come in future where I have to call immediately and I don't need to do these things before I call someone. And this is one, and another thing is how I can actually get boost my confidence while I speak. I sometimes feel like that when I'm communicating with someone, I want to speak out the word that actually suits the conversation, but at that moment the words doesn't come to my mind. I face difficulties to pronounce that word, so it actually happens to me. So these are my questions.
Thank you so much for sharing, and those are two very valid questions. So I think the first thing it shows is, responding to your first comment, is that you are someone who likes to prepare. There's nothing wrong in it. But I think the difficulty you face is if something happens along the way that I am not prepared for, what happens, right? Am I correct? When you're interpreting the question. So I think we did address this, is that thriving under fire. You may not always know the answer, so it's good to be honest. I don't have the answer right now. I will come back to you later. And it's okay, it shows you're human. You're not expected to know it. It's not about a race to the finish, about who can come first. So that's number one. Number two, regarding being confident, something that we also covered is your non-verbal cues, your posture, your tone, practicing how you speak. To a lot of people it might seem weird, but your mirror is your best friend. It doesn't show vanity. Speak in front of the mirror, see how you look. Sit in front of the chair, see how your posture is. And it takes time. When I started debating, I was a very overconfident guy because I was very good in my school, but I was not very good inter-school. And when I went to different competitions and I got basically hardballed by the other teams, it was a very big, humbling experience. So I don't know anything. I think that's the first thing that I told myself. That I don't know everything. And I think I have to be ready to adapt. So no two people's way of speaking is the same. So the way you would give emphasis on how to speak versus how someone else would give to seem confident, it would not be the same. But some things are very true. Your tone, your posture, and basically how you do eye contact. Don't ever lose eye contact. If you're going to be looking down at someone, it shows not only trust, it shows that you're scared. So these three things I can give you as some suggestions. Does it help?
Thank you, Will. It was a very nice session. I noticed that the listening is the most important thing for communications, and two important things is that we have to know that where we do our communications and where we do conscious communications. So this is the most important thing. Thank you.
What are we supposed to say?
A comment, a question, anything that you have.
So, I would really say thank you, sir. We really learned a lot. There were a lot of models. The games were very fun and engaging. And thank you, sir. And I had some question which I asked you in the sidelines. So now I am blank about it. Thank you.
All right, give your round of applause.
Thank you, Maimun bhaiya. আমার আসলে কোশ্চেন না, বাট আমি আজকে সেশন থেকে হচ্ছে একটা জিনিস খুব ভালো মতো পিক করেছি, সেটা হচ্ছে যে ও কখন ওভার কমিউনিকেশন করবো আর কখন কনসাইজ কমিউনিকেশন করবো, এটা আমাদের একটু খেয়াল রাখা খুব জরুরি, এবং এটা স্টাডিও করা দরকার যে কার যার সাথে কমিউনিকেশন করছি পার্সন টু পার্সন ভ্যারি করে, কার ওভার কমিউনিকেশন দরকার বেশি, কার কনসাইজ কমিউনিকেশন দরকার, এই জিনিসটা আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড করা একটা ট্রিকি পার্ট। অলসো আমি সবসময় চেষ্টা করি আমি যাদের সাথে কমিউনিকেট করি তাদের নন ভার্বাল কিউজটা ক্যাচ করার, সে এবং হচ্ছে ইভেন এটা ইন পার্সন যতটা ইজি, আমাদের মতো আমরা যদি রিমোটলি কাজ করতে গেলে এটা অনেক টাফ। আমরা অনেক সময় যেমন স্যারের সাথে আমাদেরকে রিমোট কাজ করতে হয়, স্যার অন্য লোকেশনে থাকে, আমরা অফিসে থাকি বা আমরা অন্য লোকেশনে থাকি, তখন এটা ম্যানেজ করা একটু দেখা যায় স্ট্র্যাটেজিকভাবে ম্যানেজ করতে হয় এই পার্টটা। কিন্তু আমরা চেষ্টা করি, কখনো কখনো আমাদের ভুল হয়, কখনো আমরা সেই ভুল থেকে আবার শিখি। ইনশাল্লাহ আমরা সবাই আমরা ভুল করতে করতে আবার শিখবো, ট্রায়াল অ্যান্ড এররের মধ্যে দিয়ে আমরা পারফেকশনের দিকে যাবো। থ্যাংক ইউ।
ভাইয়া থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। সেশনটা খুবই এক্সাইটিং ছিল। আমি একটা জিনিসে আগে থেকে এটা নিজে ফিল করতাম যে লিসেনিং হচ্ছে কমিউনিকেশনের মোস্ট ইম্পর্টেন্ট পার্ট। তো এইটা কয়েকটা লাস্ট সেশনে ইয়ে করলাম, তারপরে আজকে দেখলাম। আরেকটা বিষয় হচ্ছে যে আমরা ফর্মাল আর ইনফর্মাল কমিউনিকেশন যেটা হয় অর্গানাইজেশনের ক্ষেত্রে, সো বেসিক কিছু জিনিস ছাড়া ম্যাক্সিমামই কিন্তু আমরা ইনফর্মাল কমিউনিকেশনের ক্ষেত্রে করি, যেটা হচ্ছে কলিগদের মধ্যে আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ডিং, তারপরে হচ্ছে আইডিয়া শেয়ারিং, ওভারঅল সব কিছু। আর আরেকটা জিনিস হচ্ছে যে আমাদের কমিউনিকেশনের মধ্যে হচ্ছে আরেকটা জিনিস খুব ডিপলি আমাদের উপর ইফেক্ট করে, এটা হচ্ছে যে মানে বিভিন্ন সিচুয়েশন বা এক্সপ্রেশন, এগুলো দেখা গেছে যে মুড অফ, যেটা আপনি প্রথমেই শুরুতে কিছু অনেক কিছু মানে ইম্পর্টেন্ট কিছু শেয়ার করছেন, ওগুলোর উপর অনেক কিছু ডিপেন্ড করে। বাট দেখা যায় যে দিন শেষে কিন্তু ওই নিজেদের মধ্যে মানে গুড আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ডিংটাই হচ্ছে সবচেয়ে মেইন ইস্যু, ওভারঅল সব কিছুর পাশাপাশি। তো থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ।
Well, that's all. I think Moshe has a message. I think one last thing that I'd like to just share is that Interport is always a great client to come to. Always good to be able to share ideas, learn. I hope that we have all communicated together. We actually had real communication. Yes. It wasn't a monologue. So what I would really appreciate is that we'll be sharing survey form in the group today, and if you can fill it by today, I'm really Moshe, I'll hand it over to you. And thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Everyone online, can you all hear me? Those who are online? So we will be sharing a survey form in the WhatsApp group. Kindly fill it up by today. We really appreciate if you could do that. Thank you so much. And thank you for bringing on a great audience. I know because of some of the audio issues that we were having, it's a bit hard to catch up, but thank you for your time and for your time. See you next time.